A Wound in the Earth, Maya Lin and the Making of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial by Azlan Adnan, M.A. In 1981, a 21-year-old undergraduate architecture student at Yale University submitted a design to a national competition that would forever reshape how America remembers its war dead. That student was Maya Ying Lin. And her submission, known today as the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, would emerge from over 1,400 entries as the winning design, despite its radical departure from the norms of traditional military monuments. A bold and minimalist vision. Lin's design was startling in its simplicity and haunting in its power. Two black granite walls, each over 75 meters long, form a shallow V embedded into the sloping terrain of Constitution Gardens in Washington, D.C. One arm points to the Lincoln Memorial, the other toward the Washington Monument. At their apex, the walls rise to over 3 meters, then gradually sink back into the earth. Inscribed on the surface of the highly polished granite are the names of more than 58,000 American service members who died in or remain missing from the Vietnam War. The names are listed chronologically, not alphabetically, tracking the war's rising toll day by day. Viewers see their own reflection mingling with the names, creating a visual metaphor that the living and the dead are inseparable, that memory is both personal and collective. A wound in the earth. Lin described her design as a wound in the earth, a gash that would cut deeply and permanently into the national consciousness. Rather than glorify war or promote patriotism, it confronts visitors with the stark cost of conflict. The descent into the memorial's sunken path mimics a journey into grief, the return ascent, a movement toward healing. It is not triumphant, it is not political, it is mournful, contemplative, and democratic. It offers no interpretation, only space, names, and silence. That in itself became the memorial's power. A grade of B and the professor who lost us. Ironically, the idea that would change the face of public memorials was born in a Yale seminar on funerary architecture. Lin developed the concept as part of her class project. Her professor, Andrei Monastyrsky-Burr, was a respected architect with a penchant for classical forms. Lin's design, radical in its minimalism, earned only a F from him. Yet the most poetic twist in this tale is that Professor Burr himself also submitted a design to the same national competition, a traditional proposal featuring statues, arches, and patriotic flourishes. His design, like 1,421 others, was rejected. Maya Lin's spare and subversive vision won. Years later, Lin would reflect on the moment with quiet irony. He didn't like the abstraction of my idea. The competition jury, on the other hand, recognized its originality, restraint, and emotional resonance. Why it won. Several factors contributed to the panel's unanimous selection of Lin's design. Originality. It rejected the conventions of grandiosity and heroism common to war memorials. Emotional power. By listing names without hierarchy, and through its slow descent and rise, it evoked grief and reflection rather than celebration. Accessibility. Anyone who had lost someone in the war could find a name, touch it, and see themselves reflected, physically and emotionally. Architectural clarity. Despite being a student, Lin's work demonstrated extraordinary poetic maturity and understanding of space and material. Initial controversy. The memorial's selection was not without fierce backlash. Critics decried it as a black scar, a monument to shame, and un-American. Some objected to the absence of traditional patriotic symbols. Others attacked Lin personally, highlighting her youth, gender, and Chinese heritage, despite her being born in Ohio and descended from a family of scholars and artists. The opposition led to the addition of a nearby statue, the 3 soldiers, and a flagpole. These elements were placed strategically so as not to interfere with the integrity of Lin's original vision. But over time, the memorial itself won hearts. Veterans who had initially criticized it began to embrace it. The families of the dead came. They made etchings of names, left flowers and letters and medals. The wall became sacred. A legacy cemented in stone. Today, Maya Lin's Vietnam Veterans Memorial stands as a masterclass in how public architecture can invite collective mourning, personal reflection, and national healing without fanfare or ideology. It is now one of the most visited sites in Washington, D.C., revered not only for whom it remembers, but for how it remembers. It redefined what a war memorial could be, not a shrine to power, but a mirror to grief. And it all began in a university seminar with a B grade and a vision too bold for the man who taught her.